you didn't wish you knew, but sometimes that's for the best.
Yeah, it certainly was interesting talking about education. I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Weird questions to be having to answer on air, because it feels like, you know, it's like my CV that I'm whipping out for you guys before we open the game.
That could be a segment. Now, what about this game, though? 00Nation. I feel like Grayhound must have gained more and more fans. They play some exciting Counter-Strike. I feel like they've got the community behind them.
I think
00Nation are a tough team.
Yeah, I think Grayhound coming into this, a lot of people have been doubting them because of a lack of results. Kato wasn't great, but honestly, they're changing things here. That is a nice shot from dumau there to kick things off. Vexite, he is sent reeling.
Yeah, instantly shut down. That was a bit of a start. They'll take the hint. They'll say, all right, if you don't want us at the B bomb side, I guess we'll come back to A instead. But it's a quick rotation from the CT side, and dumau is ready with another headshot. Cold is there as well, and this is just looking very fine at the beginning. 00Nation there. Wow, they're starting off with a huge roar to begin this best of 3 with.
There's been a lot of talk about dumau. For quite a while, it feels like he's been one of those names on everyone's lips. And he gets the opening kill over at Banana, and his second kill, which is, I think, barely 15 seconds later, is towards long. This guy just was on skates. You can see it here. He's literally at 125 after getting the opening kill top Banana. He's back for the second and then closes it out as well.
Wasn't too much, really, I guess, there's no real subterfuge in this round for Grayhound. They go B, they get shut down, they go back A. And for 00Nation, that was easy to read. So, fair enough, it's a pistol round. It's kind of hard to do a lot. You don't have the same utility that you would in a different round to try and fake it out with. In this one, though, 3 Tech-9s, 2 Deagles, so they could be pretty dangerous. Those Tech-9s they're carving their way back into the game after a long break. So, I'm excited about that. Especially on a map like Inferno, where you really can just get that one dink and just keep it, never stop, just keep running and shooting.
Yeah, it's interesting to go for the buy when you don't get the bomb plant. It's not as common for the Ts, but I guess they really want to keep the fight going. We'll see. Looking at A as 100% the destination. Everyone here, no one checking out Banana, although as I say that, Alistair's going to do that exact thing, but it's just going to be some utility to keep them interested. Flashbang to pretend that there's a retake. It has kept a couple of players there, and now the push comes through to short. Start the acceleration. Next up on the balcony in a good position. NQZ strikes with the M4 as well, and they've slowed down. They kind of hit the brakes here, and they're getting cleaned up by these rifles, SMGs, and everybody is cleaned up.
Whew. Yeah, no problems. That's a good hold. I'm excited to see this animated. I feel like that's something that we've been missing a little bit for some of the other teams. They're just kind of like, you know, trucking along, just waiting for it, hoping for some rounds. But 00Nation, they're celebrating everything right now. 3rd round coming up, and there could be more cause for celebration here. A single Deagle in play, P250 as well on Liaz, but that's about it. Siko as well, all right, late one. So, yeah, they have a little bit to fight with here, but not that much. So it should be a pretty calm round. Should be a nice round for the Brazilian side to just relax with.
Yeah, here's the risk of going for that second round full spot. I mean, you got 1 kill. It's just not worth it at all. This is fun. Okay, all right. Boost in the smoke. Alistair going to give in something to work with here with the Desert Eagle. This would have been really cool if there was a player there to actually exploit with it. Instead, we get to just see it. Alistair staring up through the smoke at his teammate's shoes.
That's a nice idea. I actually kind of like that. Don't think I've seen that boost too many times. Obviously, you have to be really, really lucky that the CTs happen to be walking around on the other side. And with no such luck, they just kind of get blown up instead. 3 versus 5 right now, and it should be easy cleanup from here on out. Okay.
Wrong one. We all make that mistake. Doesn't cost anyone any of their lives. Sicko gets 1. But really, that's not going to be a big deal. 3-0 start for 00Nation. 00? 00?
Yes.
OO, as Hugo says.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know why that sounds stupid. It does. Yeah, a lot of ways to go with it. I still don't know the origin exactly of that, of the whatever brand name. I don't know if I understand it completely, but
I know they had to rename the academy team because it was 00 Prospects, and that didn't sound great, so now it's just Prospects.
All right. So some changes being made in the back line. They lose Vexite early on. We talked a lot about him. So a little bit of an unfortunate turn of events. 4th round, the first real buy round coming out from the T side, and it's a tough beginning. NQC picking up the AWP.
Not a great start for Vexite. He has been, as we mentioned, a big part of their T-side success in particular. Ins over towards Banana. Two things that will be seen a lot. But again, back towards 8. They've lost that opener and they want to try and press their way back through, taking this control. This time they're able to clear it with the utility. No contest yet, but coldzera's creeping his way forward. Repositioning, they're going to try and fade this smoke, and Gizzy on the other side with the AWP is in a good position, and in fact, they decide better of it, fall back.
Yeah, they could have walked right into that AWP again. Grenade not going to touch anyone down in the pit. Interesting setup here between the two A defenders at the moment. I'm kind of a little bit curious. This is one of those things where if one dies, then there is no A defense anymore. So I'm not sure if I like this. Oh, what a shot. coldzera is gone and dead.
What's the call here from Grayhound? It looks like CSGO wants to consider the wrap. He's spotted out a player. If they can catch this banana flank, then they can win this round, but they have to clear dumau. Alistair has to be ready for it. He's not. dumau finds the kill. The trade should be there, but somehow dumau gets two. He had barely a slither of health, but he finds both, and now it's all onto ins. CSGO is still on that flank, and now there's two here and a smoke, and there's no time.
That actually, I really like that shot from Ins. That looked really nice. But unfortunately, you could actually see the way that Alistair was positioning his model, that he wanted to peek all the way into the corner. He really thought that there was going to be someone hiding all the way to the right, and the off angle for dumau was just a little bit too good. So that's shocking. Otherwise, could have been, I think, a really good round. Nice opening for CSGO to begin with. That could have definitely been a round right there.
Yeah, put it back into the 4-on-4. Honestly, if they just wrapped onto A here, they might have been able to make something work, because it would have been a 4-on-2 situation, can find their way through. Really good heads-up play by dumau, knowing that CT is compromised and you've got to play a fighting out there. Banana is the other place you need to be able to hold the control, so he tries to push it back, knowing that the time is low, and if he catches that bomb, he wins the round, which is exactly what he does.
Well, Ins is here. That's a lot of noise he's hearing on the other side. Ooh, if he was just a step more forward, it could have been, but he gets a little bit too greedy. He wanted it, and instead he walks into the AWP. That's a bit of a shame, but I like the attempt to try and beat the timing, because you could see 00Nation were not ready for someone to be there that quickly. So the idea is kind of there, but obviously when you double down on it, it could be a bit rough.
I think it was a bit of a bait setup as well. He falls back and isn't expecting a second player to be focused on that position, but He just moves his position, gets his crosshair trained in, and gets that opener. We've got the hero AKs in the mix here as well. CSGO is a bit more heroic because he doesn't have much money otherwise. And obviously Ian's has his as well that is no longer in his hands. Fast rotation on this contact. The first time Grayhound had put pressure onto B, and 00Nation immediately respond.
Yeah, what a rotation. They've got pretty much everything they need right now. Maybe it would have been nice with a couple of more Molotovs, but looking at the clock, I think there's still smoke on the ground somewhere, so they should be able to keep this smoke for a little bit. There's one coming in. Molotovs from the T side. dumau up on the box, but he's turned around expecting the flashbang. CSGO, what a flick up. A double entry, and in spite of the triple stack, they're going to be able to get on there and get the bomb down.
That's so impressive they were able to make that one work. NQZ is going to give it a look in with the AWP. No reason not to, but his teammate's nowhere nearby, worried about a potential flank, so it's going to take forever for him to arrive. And at this point, yeah, can't really go for it. Well played by Grayhound. The lurk smoke then, the utility was very light just because they had this kind of half buy with a couple of players full investing. The player disadvantage, they threw the lurk smoke out, and you can see he was playing anti-flash up on Origins, expecting that to come through with the contact. Instead, they just walk on in. CSGO gets that first, and then has the presence of mind to clear the boost as well. That's huge.
Yeah, really, really well done. And that's I guess that's kind of an interesting problem to have. When you are boosted up like that, it doesn't really help that there's a smoke drop back there for you, because obviously you're not going to fall off to pick it up. So even if they had actually more smokes to try and make that even harder for the T side, they didn't have them in their hands, and that will make a big difference here.
I love that we've got them sitting on our side of the studio this time, because it feels like Alistair, I could hear him screaming when he was on the other side. He was super loud then.
Yeah. No, it makes it so much more enjoyable. Yeah, but I hope that they try and, you know, outdo each other in that sense. Also, by the way, the initial smoke that they threw onto that B bomb site, it also isolates the fight against dumau at the beginning up on the box, because otherwise they would have been vulnerable to that Coffin's position. So it's just really good user utility from the T side. CSGO was back at it again, and if not for the Molotov, he could have kept going maybe. But it's a good 2-for-1 trade. They'll take it on the 00Nation side, and now They just need to calm this round a little bit down and don't lose anyone in a silly way. Vexite started to sneak through. He's still got 0, so now would be a really good time to get that opening.
There it is. Perfectly timed. Slips that gap, pushes through the smoke, puts it back into evens. And that rotation, I wonder if he heard it, because I think that coldzera has been quite loud about it, even though Vexite got there a little bit later. Smokes off the arch. There's only a single player on the side at the moment. Now going to go for this crunch. Alistair with the AWP, but he's holding the deagle at the moment. Vexite in charge of long, just making sure that rotation doesn't come through. But they have to find this player. Oh, coldzera walks through the smoke, wins out the duel. Alistair, though, did wallbang out next, so it's a 2-on-2.
Smoke set up. He's got the aim for it, and Lias taken down coldzera. It's almost like that second smoke actually is what made him pull the trigger. That's really interesting. It's all on latto, 1 versus 2, and might not be worth it. He's picked up the AWP, and that's such an expensive rifle. And even if they have a bit of a lead, they don't necessarily have the cash to just throw away that kind of weaponry. So it'll be a second round for Grayhound.
That's another round they've converted when they've lost the opening pick for free, where there was no sort of opportunity for a trade, and they were playing with the disadvantage, and they still managed to loop it together just with good timings.
I almost bet, I think it was NKC that walked into Vexite over at Arch. I feel like there are so many safer ways to take that peek. And I think at that point in time, his teammate was he still alive in pit? I think he was. You could probably ask for a flashbang if you really want to peek that corner. But you could see kind of just, he was a little bit excited perhaps. That's the kind of, need a little bit of leadership perhaps on the 00Nation side here to calm everyone down. Like he's walked quite far into that angle. No real attempt to shoulder peek it or anything either, just a little bit deep.
See some of the maturity from the Grayhound rivalry guys there. Just Liaz being ready for that push as well. Like this is the sort of presence of mind that you expect from these players that have now got the experience. I mean, Liaz, when he first came onto seeing was, oh, hold up, get to that in a second, because NQZ with that one weapon has made it sing, picks up ins early. And now you expect him to be making a move. Actually, he's tucked into Dark on B, so they're going to go for a gamble on A, which is where the rifles are going to head from Grayhound.
Should be fine. Liaz, we're going to find the perfect timing there to take down coldzera. It's a 3-man stack at the bomb site, but still, it's just all pistols. So the cleanup is surely going to be swift. Oh nice. My god, Vexite. Good fight selection. And that's going to be the round, no problem. AWP hopefully going to be safe for 00Nation, but they might want to go, I don't know, maybe throw one person at it just to see. They have a little bit of cash in the bank on the...
They know it's out there, right? Yeah. Because they lost the opening kill too. It's an interesting decision to make when you've got the sole AWP and you've got it surrounded by pistols. I think if the rest of the team had maybe a half by a couple of 5.7s Desert Eagles, he probably rotates towards A after getting that peak, but I think he just wants to go for the gamble, and worst case he can save here. Whereas, you know, you could make an argument that as soon as you fight up the AWP, you should go somewhere else, but then Grayhound are also going to be expecting that, so there's a few mind games at play. Yeah,
that's probably one of the trickier things. Obviously, when we talk about all players, normally we look at the flicks and we look at the highlights and all the rest of it, but you're right, like the movement behind it and like how to make yourself unpredictable is definitely a big deal too. There we go. Okay, this is pretty good. I mean, it looked like it was going to be a quick start here for 00Nation, but so far, Grayhound have done a good job at clawing their way back into it.
Yeah, you have to remember, like, with those 4 rounds that they got off the truck for 00Nation, I mean, that was with the force buy from Grayhound coming in, so they got reset. I mean, it wasn't until round 4 that they had a proper buy coming out, so the fact that they've managed now to get 3 in a row, it's looking good for their T side.
Yeah, and I think that you pointed out, the fact that they can win the 4-on-5s is obviously super important. That's usually the much trickier part of the game. Flash on over. A little bit of a grenade exchange to try and take that banana control. Looks like actually dumau kind of wants to hang around. He's obviously got latto behind him with a flashbang inside of the bomb site, so if anything crazy happens, he could set that up, but so far he's not called for it.
A rare round in this map so far where an opening kill hasn't gone in the first 20 or so seconds. A bit slower from Grayhound. 00Nation going to be falling back, leaving one player in charge of Banana, who's actually got quite a forward position just because Grayhound have shown no presence here. So that's allows you to rotate this 4th player over because he can drop his smoke, he can then fall back. There's another one at CT he can pick. They're going to go for the re-aggress now, but dumau, yeah, here we go. So it's exactly what you're saying. 50 seconds left, he can fall back, drop a smoke. He has another one he can pick up.
He's doing such a good job. Only now is he throwing that first one.
Actually re-aggressing.
Yeah, and he's back looking. This is
So
super
much
sick.
info.
Yeah, individually, this is obviously huge. Means they can keep the 4-man stack. And if they ever come back, you're right, he can fall back and pick up another smoke back there. So really interesting setup. 30 seconds and a good opening for Inns.
Well spotted as well, the leg. Latto needs to be careful here. Inns definitely knows. Oh, off the reload. He's going to re-peek. Inns gets punished. Alistair, though, has gotten out very deep. Might be low, but he has the AWP. Doesn't matter, though, because Liaz has dropped one. NQZ relocates into the site. Alistair does strike, but he's so low. Has to make every shot count. How did he get another one there? That's unbelievable. But it doesn't matter because Next is there to get both.
I actually can't believe he got that last flick towards the Grayhound. That's sick.
That's so fast.
But a couple of things really working out against them. I'm super shocked that latto, after getting this kill, I thought he was going to rotate back into Alistair's AWP immediately, but he hugged that corner, the wall over there by the library, instead of just walking. That's such an easy mistake to make, and he didn't do it. So pretty good restraint on the 00Nation side to not just kind of, fall back from the fight over at Archway and just straight into the quad side. That would have been really awful. So 5-3 the scoreline. But that got close, though. I mean, that's a round that Grayhound could definitely win.
dumau looking for the fight here. Inns has gotten a lot closer than previous. This HE is going to go pretty deep onto Alistair. And the follow-up does a lot to Inns. They haven't really got too much off it. Still this very aggressive setup, and because they haven't been punished with early aggression from Grayhound, they can afford to do this time and time again. We're going to see the retake smoke coming out now from latto so that they can continue to keep this forward presence.
It got cold over here as well now. This is the kind of setup, the 3-2 setup towards B, you normally run early in a round on the CT side. But usually once you dip down below the minute mark, you have to break it up a little bit more just because of the potential for A aggression. So they're finally going to do it, so maybe just kind of went over there to assist with some nades, throw some over there. They are going to be executing onto the bomb side, though.
Yeah, Liaz charging on through, runs through the smoke, and wow, dumau goes over, but latto is still here out in the open, gets two, puts it even, but that bomb can come through. AWP in Sicko's hands, we've seen he's very capable with that weapon. And it's a plant behind the fountain. Now you got to be wary. There is a flank coming up banana.
There is. And Inns is very, very low. Taking a big risk. If somebody was to take a shot through it, just throw up a nade up there, maybe he'd be dead already, but he's doing fine on now. Oh, and he actually wins the fight. That's unbelievable. It looked like that was going to go the way of 00Nation, and they might just back on out behind it.
Yeah, they kind of have to. Look at the money. NQZ wants to hold on to this AWP. It's such a big investment. coldzera is sticking around at the moment, but surely he has to get out of here soon. That bottom radius is pretty big. Hoping maybe he can get an AK at the tail end, but probably unlikely. Just going to miss Sicko. That could have been a good kill to find, but in the end, again, it's a side take that shouldn't have looked like it should have gone Grayhound's way, just the way that the setup was from 00Nation. But you can see, I think it was dumau was on top of Orange's in the middle of throwing a retake utility towards top mid, so they're kind of caught in transition. Ladder, sorry, and then dumau was jumping up onto coffins at the same time, so they were caught out. It was just a good timing for Grayhound.
And it's kind of cool to see them try some of these different variations, because for a minute there, it looked like they were mostly taking banana to try and, you know, put some pressure on and then go back to top mid and do a lot of stuff there. So it's nice to see them take it and then just execute into the B bomb side. Sometimes you don't have to make it so complicated, and the 2-for-2 trade entering is just fine. There's no problem at all. So all in all, yeah, this T side I think is really... It's looking really good. All you have to do is play the game in your mind. If you think, well, what if Grayhound actually win the pistol? Then there's a really good shot right now that they are in a huge lead. So I've got to say, 4 rounds so far. I'm pretty happy with that if I'm on the Grayhound side.
It's a great start. And they'll be in a good position for this round as well, just because it's just those saved weapons. Cole did actually find himself an AK at the tail end of that.
He did.
Must have been on the ground somewhere. I think he might have run in after the bomb and picked it up. So that's something, and he's a man that can do a lot with a rifle, with anything in his hands, really. Yeah,
I'm still a little bit nostalgic for the days of old with coldzera, so I want to see that ball. Oh, he's showing a bit too much. Alistair, good read. Sicko will take down latto, and this is just all looking good. The AK is doing nothing in this round. This is really well done.
I love what I've been seeing from Grayhound, not just this game, but this entire competition, just the patience. used to be a very frustrating team to watch as an Australian CS supporter, particularly when you had the two CS squads and they were kind of the underdog of the whole thing. And you'd see particularly players like Alistair, and he still does it, but just over-aggression, getting over-eager, flubbing your lines, that sort of thing. But it feels like they're playing a much more compelling brand of Counter-Strike. Feels a lot more EU brand, really. And it's working out for them. So much more composed, so much more intelligent, and I love to see it.
Yeah, I think that's why it's. I think throughout this group so far, it's been steadily more and more exciting. You can see that they've got something to work with here. Looking more composed than maybe some of the other teams that, from like a brand power point of view, would have been perhaps taking some of the headlines like the Exactly. This looks a lot better at the moment. Going to tie up the scoreline 5-5. They're going to keep 4 rifles alive behind it.
NQZ, he's 11 for 1. We're 10 rounds in. They've lost 5 of them, and he's only died once. That's Inferno.
Comes a point in time when that kind of stat stops being a good thing, and you start to think, oh, wait a minute, like maybe you're not quite as involved in the fight as you should be. Even, I mean, obviously for this, like you said, he's been saving it, but still, at some point you just have to try and go for it a little bit more. And he's been, I mean, the fact that he's got 11 kills, he's just keep it up. If you're having that much success, just keep doing it.
All the guns back out now as well. NQZ going for that peek. No deeper though. It is being held on the outside by Alistair, and that's not a man you want to be meeting in the middle. So he's going to fall back, smoked off long, drops his own towards mid, and he'll just be chilling out while the T's take apartments control. This duo, Liaz Vexite, they've been the big talking point for me for Grayhound. So good on these T sides.
We're going to see them in action now, it feels like. Again, the timing is so aggressive right now. This is really early on. Oh, with a flash behind! That's beautiful! Liaz on the double opening. And QC's back there at AWP. Let's see if he's going to try and save it once again. He had the chance there once.
They're already out.
Yeah, already gone. You're not wrong about that. Wow, that was a sick timing on the flashbang.
Yeah, so that looked amazing from Liaz. It's a shame he didn't stick to the landing. He did like the massive pirouette, gets the double kill, and then he's kind of got stuck on the railing. But either way, it wins the round. That's beautiful. And exactly what you're talking about. Those two working in tandem, it just feels like they've really hit this synergy that is elevating Grayhound's game. And we saw it right there between the two of them. Even though Vexite doesn't get a kill, the fact that he's the bait there, draws the fire, allows Liaz to get both. NQZ had the opportunity. I think if he finds that kill, the round's on. But the fact that he misses that one shot, I mean, yeah, he's still 11-1, and it's 6th round for Grayhound. Okay, he's 12-1, but that kill barely counts.
That's why I said it earlier. That's the problem with having this kind of a scoreline, right? Is it can be so deceptive. If you get a bunch of kills at the end of rounds, you keep saving. You think, well, like that's a position where I think NQC. I know it sucks to lose the AWP, but you could probably have stuck around for a second shot. Even if you don't hit this one on Liaz here, I mean, you could probably have said, all right, let me try and do it one more time.
Yeah,
maybe
there's
it's
no smoke at long. Like nothing crossing off Moto. There was plenty of opportunities to keep fighting it.
That kind of strategy that they just threw in there, getting close to the pit and then getting flashed in from the middle. I like those strategies too, because it's something. First of all, something people could theoretically do at home with a little bit of communication, right? But sometimes we see teams that try to do things that are so elaborate that it kind of just all falls apart, right?
It's a classic, that one.
Very, very straight up. You just say, all right, count to 3, throw the flashbang, and we're good to go.
Yeah, you didn't even have a player in short there. Well, maybe there was one coming but wasn't needed. But yeah, it's well done.
6-5. They're in the lead.
Yeah, only one round breaking this streak from Grayhound. And all of these rounds have been where they've opened up a bond site. It hasn't been just, fighting it through and taking everyone down. It's been just executing on and then 00Nation having to save.
Well, they've put the AWP on NQC a little bit more forward this time. Dumau still feels like he's been kind of a rock at this position. Oh!
Ouch.
That's going to get the job done. 3-man stack in the A apartments, and yeah, very aggressive on both sides of the map here for the CT side.
Yeah, I like this change up from 00Nation just to do something different. I mean, the aggression banana's not new. It works out really well just because I think dumau just knew he'd done a lot of damage on that second spray, so the HEs are perfectly timed. You know Alistair's going to want to go for the re-peek just because you've just been spotted there and he's that sort of guy. All right, speaking of, backside creeping on through. Has found a kill, which makes it a little bit more compelling. Sicko needs to cross mid though, and it's a tough one. Yeah, okay, he's held in All now onto Vex site, damaged the aim of the game. Has time to work with, so never mind. USP to the head.
Okay.
That's pretty nice. But yeah, a great change up. Not only did they have that aggression over towards Banana, but then they've got that app set up, which completely catches Leos off guard.
You gotta wonder as well from 00Nation's point of view if the conversation between the previous round and this last one was something like, all right, we really are losing a lot of early fights, and then we just get pushed back, and there's no retakes. If you push up like that in apartments, at least you know you're gonna get a fight to the death. So then you win it, it's all good. See, tied up once again. Money on both sides. Maybe a little bit more on 00Nation actually, funnily enough, but still not amazing position to be in for either team.
Yeah, and again, dual aggression. You can see they not only they're taking Banana control, but there was an aggressive flash for that peek in towards mid. Actually didn't spot Alistair. He was very lucky he managed to tuck into the side because he would have been a free kill there. So they are changing things up once again. More forward pressure, and it's netted them all control of Banana, and it's forced Grayhound now back to the AWP of NQZ, who strikes against Alistair.
Good little partying grenade. Getting tossed in there just to soften up Vex side and Sicko. 4 on 5 to begin with. See if they could do it again here, Grayhound. Dumau's going to be falling back, but he does still have that smoke in hand, so should be able to buy some time.
Grayhound have been preferencing the A site, so you can't blame 00Nation for wanting to reinforce it with extra players. Although Latto is just playing a kind of fallback position, just deep holding if there is that flank coming through. And it has led to a very deep A setup. So if Grayhound were to go back to B, the retake would be almost impossible if they made their way through. But it is A that they want to go to.
Yeah, they're going to be showing up. They have not that much utility, so that's kind of a big problem, especially with the double pit setup. If they had double smokes, they could actually block those two players off, but now instead, they kind of have to try and break over this triangular setup that's happening in the A-bomb side. Oh, they walk right with the smoke! That's unexpected! I don't think NQC was ready for that at all. Now it's just up the cold, and it's a nice shot. Sicko stealing the AWP, a 2-on-2. 00Nation, so far they haven't, all the rounds they've won have been straight up on kills or time. There's been no defuses yet from the round that they've won. So the question is this going to be the first one where they actually try and go for the retake?
They have the kits to do it, but Sicko's got that AWP down in pit, which is going to be so difficult to clear. No util to do so. Oh, a missed shot though presents an opportunity. Has to reposition, and now they're just going to try and flash him out. Still this player on site. No, both AWPs strike, and the Aussies take the lead.
What a war cry coming out. That is a huge round right there. 7-6. Grayhound take the lead once again. Yeah, this is...
I can't believe that they just walked through the... I mean, that's brilliant, really.
Yeah. It's their own smoke as well.
NQZ doesn't get a chance to fire off a shot. And he's been the guy that's been making it work.
It's so much more fun watching Counter-Strike when you get players that are emotionally invested into it. I really love it. It's good times. Oh, some nades are coming out. That one lands right between. Got to be careful, though. They are setting up on that banana position really quickly. It could be another... The bomb's still a little bit further back, but they look like for a minute they wanted to just bounce on that bomb site.
That's good for Grayhound just to take this control. 00Nation have to respect it. They've actually brought over a third player here. NQZ fires off his AWP, making his presence known off that flash. Retake utility now. This could actually be potent if they do want to go for the utility, although no, Grayhound and Rival have just moved ahead of it. So they have to...
Oh, no,
this is the worst case scenario. Liaz is forced out. That smoke just bounced on through. Oh, that's a disaster.
Source 2 will fix it, don't worry.
Oh.
It does still happen very... I don't know if you missed it or not, but it does still happen sometimes where it doesn't immediately extinguish. It just kind of like bounces.
You just got to look at your toes and just, you know, don't risk it.
Don't make it
straight
fancy.
Down.
Oh, what a devastating turn of events.
I think you might even have to... They are going to go for this. Okay. It's actually not bad if they go for the A hit. There's only 2 players here. NQZ is one of them. That Molotov's well timed. They've only got 1 smoke left. As they lost 2 over towards top banana. Okay, here comes the hit. Vexite coming on through. Engizy and Next up on the site itself, but what a shot from Sicko. Still have to account for this extra player up on Cold. Catches him out as Vexite. Cold0 spamming with the FAMAS, almost gets another. That nade, I think it's not going to hit it, so they are able to get through with the bomb.
Unbelievable. After such a bad start out of Banana, they actually get onto the bomb side. They're so good at converting these deficits in the rounds. It's sick. Ins is here, and he's almost getting that tag up. Doesn't quite fall away. Wants to keep a little bit of pressure on, and latto's coming around the corner. Jumps right into the AWP. Cold and dumau left, and these retakes, again, they've been falling apart every single time for 00Nation, and there's going to be another one. A 2-round lead for the T side. This
should never have been Grayhound's round. 00Nation had everything right. They did so much damage earlier. They got that free kill onto Leah as they burnt in super low off the back of it. And yet still, the hit is just perfect onto the A bomb site. Cole gets there at a good time, and actually, maybe if he gets that second kill, if that nade had connected, obviously didn't know that he was doing that damage, but he throws that nade a little bit to the left, probably gets that extra kill, and the round's completely different. This is just, yeah.
He actually did miss the Molotov.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's not Counter-Strike's fault.
No, we can't even blame
has to own that one.
Source 2 cannot fix that. 15th round. All right. Wow, I'm so impressed with the start here for the Grayhound guys. I feel like this is starting to look super, super respectable. In's trying to speed up behind it. dumau, though, I think he really has been one of the standout players so far for 00Nation in terms of actually defending a bomb site. He's going to get a second kill right there.
Yeah, I feel like Leas gave that one up. He got in front of the smoke. If they just thrown the CT smoke, then they'd be in a much better position now. Instead, they have to fight 3v5. Oh, no, now it's 2v5. dumau again striking on through. The site is completely... no T's in it. dumau's just charging on in, looking for more. That's 4 for dumau. Sicko, the only one remaining in this final round, and he's taken down by Cold0.
Whew, that's pretty explosive, but still very, very good first half for the T side. Let's see if they can continue. Second half is going to be coming right up.
Seeing victory, we ain't taking L's. Death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me, you cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot, money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes, cause homie, we get hit. Let's get ready for the rumble. All y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really trying to come at me? Bring it on. Enemies all around, ready for war now. Standing on his ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fighting till the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle, into the jungle, bring it on. What in the world, huh? You all in my nerves, huh? You never return, huh? When you enter in the jungle. Look in your eyes, I'm seeing got the sling. I'm taking your head when I enter the ring. No matter what opposition that you bring, I will be standing cause I am the king. I am the lion, this is my jungle. Like a gorilla, ready to rumble. All out till we take the crown. We ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. We the new money, about to rise up. Time to move over cause your time's up. Way too hungry, never be denied. Pain in my eyes, aiming for the skies. Better sit down, better be humble. Hope you ready into the jungle. It's all around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fighting to the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle song. Into the jungle.
My God, he's a viral! The best in the game!
Well, it's been a week, 00Nation, with the Aussies and a Kiwi just ahead with one.
Yeah, they've done a really good job. You've got to be a little bit proud, don't you? It's an exciting time. I feel like they're playing just rock solid Counter-Strike. You can see the decision making, even in the rounds where it's not working out. You're not left here looking, thinking, what was the plan? Like, you know what the plan is, even when it isn't working. That's a great sign for them. But yeah, 1 round lead, pistol rounds coming up. We're on Inferno to begin with.
And the most exciting thing, if you're a Grayhound fan, is how well they've been converting these rounds. You mentioned a few times, Anders, from a disadvantaged position. They've been consistent at doing it, and that's the signs of a very resilient team. Now, moving to the CT side, we'll see if they can continue that success. Leah's going for a bit of a peek. Very little utility on the CT side for Grayhound here.
Yeah, straight up going to be a battle. There's one smoke and a kit on Sicko, so, you know, obviously fun if you want to go for a retake later on. Oh! Inns gets blown up at the beginning, though. And QC continuing a ridiculous scoreline, 15-3.
Yep. Round 16, only died 3 times when you're down 7 rounds. Ooh, Alistair, though. Nice pick onto dumau. Oh, now he's getting a little interested. He wants some more. This would be a big kill. All that utility lost as well. Alistair finds another. Now they're going to be hitting on through. Cold0 going to be pinching Lias. He's under a lot of pressure here. He's so focused on the players that have dropped on through, and Cold exploits.
Still a chance for... Oh, they know that he's back there somewhere. That's a little bit of a shame. The fact that it's Lias, they find us that second kill makes a huge difference, because they're going to call it out immediately, saying, no, he's still going to be back here in the hallway. So they're not going to be surprised by this push coming out. Exactly why they're checking it. So good heads-up play coming up from 00Nation. And a 3-on-3 for the retake. Again, they do have that defuse kit. The smoke's already been used up, so they're going to have to try and just run in there and see if they can gun them down. Flashbang is in, but Cold is hiding in the corner. It's a good headshot, and Sicko is all on his own. No way out of that round.
Yeah, good recovery from 00Nation after losing NQZ. That felt like a very painful death. Alistair finding those 2, but then, yeah, Lia's getting caught off. It was well played to then just go for the immediate hit. You know that a player has pushed down mid, and I think Cold spotted Liaz in towards quad, and so the call is then, let's jump on out. We'll go for the hit out through apartments. They find it clear, and they get into nice post-plant positions. Cold0 tucks in next to the box that is named after him, and gets a kill.
Good stuff. Good recovery. That's a round that's pretty easy to lose if you're 00Nation. Like you pointed out, if they want to go for like a mid and an A-apps kind of pinch on the bomb site, if they lose the middle part of that, it just becomes a very weird round, but they managed to do it anyway. A stack of grenades.
Yeah. He's
hoarded all of them.
A lot of nades for old Alistair. Let's go for a mid dunk with them. Which is fair enough. You throw one out to B, bait them into thinking that's where the stack is. But the true stack is yet to come. There goes one of them. When does he throw the second? Okay, here's the shots. Cocked and loaded, lands it out, and oh, dodged again. Okay, his shin's a little sore after those, but not too fatal. You know what? That's 2 pistol rounds that 00Nation have picked up. This time around, Grayhound have decided to force. That's a lot more common on the CT side.
Yeah, so far, I mean, just dodging the early nades, that definitely is going to feel a little bit good. Smoke up towards the library, but it is all a fake. They're going to be really quick to execute behind it. Should be no problem getting through. Eagle is there. C-75 at the back of the bomb site. Don't really see the same kind of multi-kills that you used to, but second start, he's going to get one of them there. Oh, the spin! That is amazing. He's got another reload. He could have maybe had that shot. Dumau low on health, so is Coil. Coil a little bit tagged up. Lias and Vexside. I don't know, this is possible. If they're quick.
Another tag comes through. Both of them are so low. These Desert Eagles can make quick work of both remaining players. They have to put a little bit of pace on it. No kit. Got that smoke. Have to move as a unit. Lias is the bait. 1 HP needs to draw the fire so that Vexside can strike. A smoke through. That's going to block off Cole's vision. Forces him out in the open if he wants to fight. And that's exactly what these Desert Eagles are looking for. Even a Galil picked up. Swaps over to it. Spamming on through. Lias walks on through. Come on. Trying to catch him out. Vexside actually does it. But they're out of time. dumau just dodges them, hiding in the ruins. And it's going to be the conversion going the way of 00Nation.
Bomb would have killed dumau anyway, but good timing on Lias. That's still a pretty respectable round. I mean, yes, they lose it, but they've taken every single rifle away from 00Nation. That's way more expensive than it should have been. That was a 2-man defense at the B-bomb site, so the fact that they managed to hold on so well is pretty impressive.
It's cool to see the CZ getting some action. A lot of people favoring the 5-7. A lot of people talking about the 5-7 being OP.
Yes.
Are you a 5-7 OP believer, or do you think it's fine? I
don't know if it's OP. I just think it has just been good for such a long time, and it's just taken a while before people, I think, to recognize how powerful it is. But I think I wouldn't call it OP.
Do you have it equipped?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a CZ-er.
I've never, even when the CZ was obviously just way up, I just never figured it out. So I think I'm just allergic to that particular pistol. But I can respect it. If people look at it, it looks really impressive.
Yeah, well, Inns just showed us what you can do.
Yeah.
Nice double with it. Backside. Oh, dear. Well, I admire it. I think was that another smoke not extinguishing a molly properly?
I know you guys like it hot down in...
yeah,
down
famously.
But that's too much. He's went too far. Just walking right into the Molotov. Did you think that, again, was it like one of those
I guess it's exactly that. In fact, this is a Source 2 problem. That Valve, please fix. That's Vexside should have at least gotten away there. And that's the reason that Grayhound got eliminated today. Just because of that one moment.
That one moment.
We're going to look back on this. If it happens, that's the excuse. I've got it ready.
Could have been saved by Source 2, but it wasn't out in time. Tragic turn of events. Even more tragic, we might not get to see the Susan play.
That is tragic.
Yeah, doesn't look like he's in a position to do much. He's going to get run down at the end by the Mac 10. And it's Inns on his own.
Zeus skins, Source 2, what do you reckon?
I'm still shocked that they haven't been, but I mean, I've been wanting both shooter and grenade skins.
Yes, yes. I want an anime girl on my HG when I throw it into someone's face.
Right. Yeah, that's there are so many ways to go with it. Obviously, the labeling on the Molotovs as well. There's a ton of stuff that could happen. Surely. Yeah, I feel like the Zeus. It's obviously such a gimmicky weapon. What we should start to do is, instead of knife rounds, having actual Zeus rounds with just infinite,
No, it's
charges.
one and done. If you miss, you're onto the knife.
Yeah.
That way, it's all about the mind games when you want to bait out the Zeus shot.
Just try it. Oh man, it's gotta have a real function in the game as opposed to just like weird gimmick. Bring in the Zeus rounds. Oh, kind of took a lot of damage from that nade. But.
Okay, I feel like they're just trying to give 00Nation utility damage at this point. They're just running through them now. That one wasn't... You knew that was their Inns.
They're getting maybe a little bit too excited. Okay, that actually...
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's okay, a bit of damage back.
Collided with him completely.
You can hear it just bouncing around between the legs. Almost trips him up.
At least we're not in... might not even have been 1.6, might have been like 1.3 or something, where you can actually get stuck in the nades if they land on you.
I don't like this setup where Inns is. It's only good for one. I mean, we saw dumau get 2, so, it can be good for 2, but it's only good for 1. And look at the rotation points. If they find Inns and just go off it, then B is open. There's just no chance. If they go back to A, it works. So it's a massive gamble. Oh, Inns catches the timing. Never mind, he's made it work. The flashdown as well just runs on back. No one is there to contest him.
That's actually an insane idea, but it's worked out somehow. I think 00Nation must be confused at this point in time. Oh man, what a cleanup. I don't disagree. I agree. I think what you said is true. I don't like that setup either. And here's the only way that they could have made me like that setup is if they'd done what Heroic would sometimes do, is if you have 4 people like that, then you actually go aggressive with the 4 people. You go crunch the middle and find out what's happening.
And the distraction comes through, right? So the Inns can activate.
But but having Inns be the aggressor is just so crazy. But it worked, so who are we to say? Whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. If it works, it's good. If it's bad, it's not good.
Source 2's fault.
Cold Zero gets that kill in Source 2. We all know it.
Oh, some real frustration coming out.
I mean, you are frustrated there, right? You're literally bottom mid about to throw utility and someone pushes you in banana unprompted. That doesn't normally happen.
Guarantee you they're going to be even more upset when they watch the demo and they say, he ran through the fire, was low health in the corner, and he's the only defender there, and he pushes?
Yep, like 30 HP or something.
Yeah, so silly. But great stuff. 10-9, very close game that we're getting here. What a delightful way to start the day.
Yeah, and that's the one player for 00Nation that had armor and a weapon. Weapon can get picked up at least. But that makes it a little bit easier for the Grayhound rivalry gang. Now have player advantage and in a good position to get to 10-10. Very close.
It really is. But this could be a promising round. I mean, if CTs, yeah, if they pick up this round, I mean, in terms of the economy for Grayhound, is what I meant.
Oh, right, yeah.
Maybe not for 00Nation. I'm not that crazy, not yet. But yeah, just them building the money up early here. If they can survive with 4 or 5 players, they're going to be in a pretty good position.
The hit. Ooh, next, that's a big kill. Another rifle to be picked up as well. Still no armor. Inns can drop the incendiary, slow things out. Needs the rotations to come on through. They are clearly putting the pace on it. And at the very least, they should be able to get a bomb plant here. Okay, another kill comes through. This is already a good round, though.
Yeah. I'm a little bit surprised that even at the end, Inns couldn't get the Molotov down a little bit better to slow them down more. It felt like it was a little bit too much panic from that early deagle shot. Bomb is planted, but the smokes are fading, and Inns, man, he's recovering this round really swiftly.
Ooh, what?
Getting
that
a
was
couple
2 kills from NQZ from that position. He got both of them.
Yeah.
That's so costly. Okay, that was a bit of a fumble. It should never have been that expensive.
It really shouldn't have been, and I think that's just the takeaway here. They had an opportunity to build a really good bank going forward, but 00Nation have made sure that's not going to be happening. And with the bomb plant for themselves on top, they're in a good position. So, yeah, this is actually kind of a big deal. Still tied up game. Vexite, we've been talking about him as a potential. I think Inns has got some really good games behind him so far in the group.
Yeah, I mean, he's just always consistent. That's what we were talking about yesterday. He's just always performing, particularly against high-level opponents. You know, he's the guy that kind of put Grayhound on the map, even when in the order times as well, like whatever they've been under, he's been the guy that's kind of been that consistent force for this roster in its various iterations. So it's good to see him continuing to put on that form. No matter what role, position, calling, whatever he has to do, he performs.
You need that sometimes. Alistair, a bit of a rougher game for him so far, but obviously that can happen if you're the AWP player and you're playing on the T side. Let's see if the CT side's going to be better for him. Tries to get the wall bang, and it's not that far off.
He is a bit of a banger. This guy loves to go for a bang.
Are you saying I need to DM him in the future if I have crazy wall bang lineups?
Yes, he will pull them up. He will go for any wall bang, floor bang, you name it. He's banging it.
Poor guy, he's no idea what he's about to be subjected to, so we'll see. I'll be in his DMs later for the bangs. It's Inns and Sicko on the defense, but so far this is a remarkable start for 00Nation. They're on the bomb site, no casualties yet, and one good kill here. Oh, Sicko on top, maybe it could have worked, but Cold was ready.
Yeah, it's a risky play to go for. No flash or anything to support, and that's risky as well. dumau's ready for the swing. And yeah, this is going to be a situation where there's no way in for Grayhound. They have to fall on back. Alistair can catch if anyone's trying to hunt, but I mean, they just conceded so much ground there for free. There was really no contest as that hit came through.
Yes, a couple of nades thrown at the start on Banana, but then they just kind of fell back, and 00Nation with no hesitation able to set it up. Going to take the lead once again, and now again, the lost rifles in the previous round suddenly become an even bigger deal.
Yeah, super important they keep this 3 alive, which they will at least. So they'll be fine into the next. Might need to reevaluate. Alistair started in B early, and I think the fact that there wasn't that contact, he kind of felt that maybe that wasn't going to come in through here, decides to rotate off. They, there was that initial aggression with the Molotovs. They had the player up on sandbags, and no one pushed forward. So Alistair rotates, players aren't in position, and then the hit just comes through a moment later, and they get overwhelmed.
What a close way to start this. I can't believe that they're still just hugging each other all the way through this game. 11-10, 22nd round. And they do have the money, like you pointed out. Vexite's going to be put under some pressure. Oh, but he's super ready. That's a great headshot. Catching next to mid-air.
Crazy to be ready for that. You could see how fast Nex was going. He had his knife out the entire way up until he got to the corner that he was crossing around long. So the fact that Vexite is prepared for that pace is a really great sign, and it gives them the opener early. Cole brought down low too. Alistair jumping on up. Ooh, ladder, almost an opportunity. Doesn't catch the head on the falling player. And Alistair's in a prime position to take down dumau.
Doesn't really want to back off either, realizing I could still hold this. There's no reason. Hold and the rest. 3 versus 5 with a minute on the clock and 1 Molotov. I don't even know what you're meant to be doing at this point in time.
Saving, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean...
I think you have to. Cole's got, what, 30 HP? Lack of util, as you mentioned. You don't really... I mean, loss bonus is, yeah, absolutely negligible. So unless you're given a free kill, which there was almost an opportunity there, we're just going to be watching them save, and we're actually going to be watching Sicko on the hunt. And with 30 seconds, you can afford to put some presence in looking into this and seeing if you can catch anyone, take away some of these weapons. But honestly, keeping 5 alive, given that round you mentioned before, it's probably pretty nice sight for Grayhound.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, if they could have snuck in the kill right there, then they're probably happy with that. But it's respectable to see them just say, you know what, let's play this by the economy. Let's not end up in the 28th, 29th, or 30th round with no cash in the bank. That's the hardest way to lose a game. So
I'll let the chicken out. He's stuck.
She is.
Free him.
Step chicken.
And a slays.
It's the 23rd round. I'm sorry, but
it's so early in the morning. It's so early in the morning. Yeah. Actually, it's the afternoon, so it's not early at all.
Early in gamer hours. It's true.
Yeah,
still.
This is the morning if you're a gamer. 1 in the afternoon.
11-11. Man, things are looking. Still, I still feel like Grayhound, even maybe it's silly to say because it's an even game, but it feels like Grayhound are more in control still, I feel like. We'll see if that's going to continue to be true, as they do have a 3-man setup at the banana position. But yeah, but that's dangerous. Maybe don't want to be spamming through the smoke like that.
Yeah. Give us away your position. And, oh, dumau just walked on through. Caught the timing. Next side's going to be rotating off, and dumau's looking for the fight, but he's spotted out, doesn't get the contact, and now he falls back. So Grayhound, don't give up it too early. Have to drop a smoke early, though. Alistair's the one that's going to be taking a bit of initiative over towards A. Might edge on through to clear out top mid.
If I'm 00Nation, one thing I feel like I've learned so far on the T side is that if we get the opening on banana and we just sort of, you know, just floor it, just put maximum speed on, that they might not be ready. You can maybe overrun them before they really sort of recover their composure. So maybe that's something they're going to keep trying to do on the T side. If they get the opening, dumau was looking for it, but he just didn't get it.
There's a stack from Grayhound. 3 players at B means that A is lightly defended. Alistair is just going to flash himself through. Oh, if he just held that gap for a second longer, he finds that kill. Inns has rotated over, a well-timed incendiary. Cole's going to run on through it, and Inns, he catches a second with the flames. Cole brought down incredibly low as well. They're going to flank onto B because Inns went down. Inns is a B player. They're not going to be ready for Vexite up on the boost, and he's given the kill onto Cole for free. That bomb making its way through with 20 seconds left. There's Sicko, and QZ now has to do it all. Knows there's a player in here, misses the shot, and there's Vexite.
Back in the lead. That is, that's definitely such a cool example of a round where, you know, killing a player in a certain position suddenly makes the whole team think one thing, and in fact, it's something completely different. What a fun time. But yeah, ultimately, there was a moment. First of all, this is practically a triple kill for Inns. It really looked like that was about to be a horrible time for the A defense. That looked like they were going to get completely stomped out. But, I mean, also, the fact that they run into Alistair's AWP over there on the corner, even though he doesn't actually get the shot, you feel like maybe still that's what makes them think, okay, let's stay away from the AWP on that corner. Let's instead try and see if we can't just you know, wrap it around Arch.
There's an example of Alistair knowing what the buy is like for 00Nation. He knows he can go for the peek down towards Stair there and won't be punished by an AWP on the other side. Doesn't spot anything, so he falls on back. And this is a good position for Grayhound to be in. Again, another round where they keep a lot of players alive. They're building up the bank, and we're getting into the tail end of the half now. They'll be looking for 13 here. Unless these pair of Deagles that are in the mix can do something crazy. I don't want to count them out, but it feels very unlikely.
Yeah, they had a round like this, maybe not quite, but earlier where, you know, they ended up losing a couple of players and there was a bomb plant. This should be another one of these rounds where Grayhound can... They already have a fair bit of money, actually, but they should build it even further. Just the one thing that could maybe get 00Nation back and on top of this game is if they start to build up the money and Grayhound simply run out. Good utility, good spray. Yeah, you can take this fight if you want to. You can see they're feeling pretty confident about it. There's no issue.
Yeah, easy to like it for Sicko. I thought he was going to get a really sick clip then when he was spamming through the wall. I thought all three were going to line up. Still gets 4 lovely little eco frags to boost his KDA. And now a 2-round lead for Grayhound. It feels like it's been rare since they've been in that position. It's been very back and forth, but now they're starting to widen that distance as we get towards the end.
Yeah,
First timeout for 00Nation.
That's kind of interesting. Yeah, the fact that they've been able to keep them alive for so long means it goes into 30 rounds or maybe even overtime. Maybe they have some more that they can pitch in with. That's a little bit curious. I'm trying to think all the way back, but I still feel like the speed at the B-bomb side still seems to be the most successful kind of runs that they've had through. But obviously you do have to get the opening. You can't just necessarily run all the way through, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see them fishing for that a little bit more. They had one round earlier where they almost caught Lias dropping off down towards the pit. So maybe that's another thing to try and attempt again, is to try and change the pace of the game, but on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, Grayhound have been showing that they want to put the pressure on Banana early. 3 starting over here consistently. So yeah, it is a lighter defense over towards 8. When they did go for that pacey round, Vexite was in the perfect position to punish though. This time around, he's in Boiler as well, so it's another change-up on the A site, and that's what you like to see, just variance in the play, especially when it's a lightly reinforced site. Ooh, boost over, Inns gets 1. Trade was immediate though, now Sicko has to be careful, but has Alistair here with the AWP. Here's that second player, the AWP fires off, and surely you're baiting in Sicko now off the back of that. They're actually not going to commit. Ooh.
Surprised that nothing more came of that. But I guess the flashbangs just kind of slowed everyone down.
Oh, look at this info.
This is good, yeah.
Knows everything now. The AWP can rotate. They go fast. There's still only 2 defenders on A.
They're all rotating. Look at this. There's a full-on rotate from the B-bomb side. Good call, honestly, from the CT side. They're going to get 1 kill there, but still in the pit is Lias, and he's got to worry about that. Don't want to be up against the AWP at that range. Walking right into it next with a good kill, and he's going to keep it going. Lias is on his own, 40 seconds, and they're going to try and escape. He knows it. Trying to hunt him down. Comes barreling through it. He actually gets the shot, but he's still so low on health, and they have time to get the bomb site.
Both players have AWPs. Surely one of them swaps now to a rifle. You know Lias was tagged running through the flames to fight with Cold. But no, they're going to hold on to the AWPs, and that actually gives Lias an opportunity. The smoke through. The issue is both avenues are going to be covered with an AWP, and if Lias goes for the slow crawl, he'll walk straight into those crosshairs. You can see Latto trained in on the position. Lias has to be perfect with this as he makes his way through, clearing CT. Not spotted by Latto. Reposition. Lias potentially has the opportunity, but no, Latto aware.
Man, yeah, that is a really, really interesting round. I'm a little bit surprised at how it played out. But good late round calling from 00Nation, kind of, you know, realizing, because it could be tempting to fight in a 3 versus 1 like that. All you have to do is lose track of yourselves a little bit, and you're just fighting in the pit for no reason. But yeah, they turned it around. This is obviously
massive double from Nex. Yeah, that's huge.
12 to 13. This is where the money, again, is going to be such an interesting question. Really nothing to work with for 00Nation. Losing right now would be absolutely devastating.
Yes, it's crunch time. dumau with the Mac 10. He's up front. 3 players here again for Grayhound. They go for the brawl. Could be trouble. That HE's going to go a little deep. And Alistair so close to the orb, gonna get caught. Inz's at least there to get one back. Dumau is low, but he's up close and he has to fall back through the smoke. There's a massive gap in it. It's chaos now towards B, but they are gonna be committing on through. In spamming, doesn't connect. And that smoke goes down. Dumau wakes his way through to pit. Sicko is here trying to catch somebody, and it's Inz flashed on through with 2 huge kills. Latto gets the trade, but here's Vexite!
How's your money?
Oh, this is fantastic. There's so much to think about in this particular round. It's very, very clearly 00Nation trying to make the same kind of contact plays over towards B that they were earlier. But what's so questionable, I would say, is how they slow it down after the initial grenades sort of stop them. They get stopped outside here, and then they decide to just recommit to it. They don't really necessarily have to do that.
I feel like he picked up the energy I dropped off there, so thanks, Alistair, for picking up my throat.
Oh, man. He's, yeah, he's a real character. I appreciate it.
Dude, I can't believe... Oh, wow, what a shot. I can't believe... They're playing Verity here, by the way, so we are going to get 15 for Grayhound. Yeah. The double push into pool is crazy. Both times with a flashbang. I mean, the first one's good, a double. The second one, another double. Insane.
And you actually start that off with... You actually start that off from 00Nation with an early kill, you know, taking on that one of the 3 players at the bomb site. And I don't mind that they wanted to push. That's kind of like, that's been the name of the game for them. They want to keep up the aggression, but you get slowed down like that. It's so risky to keep it going.
Funky little setup over towards Banana. The classic anti-flash in towards Wood.
Yeah, and in a round where you don't have that much money, you're not worried about a Molotov, you're going to be fine. It's going to be no problem here.
And you've also got the counter set up for a waterfall out apartments where you've got Vexite and Liaz here providing a deadly crossfire. Surely no way through. Bomb dropped. Easy as you like it. Alistair gets a nice little love tap at the end, but everyone stays alive, and Grayhound find 15 on Inferno.
Yeah, they're right on the edge at the moment. They've had to battle pretty hard to get here, but this is impressive. Inz at the top with 22 kills, then Sicko at 16 and 17 on Vexite. Actually, Vexite's kind of caught up a fair bit. He had a bit of a slower start, so all in all, just very, very impressive.
So we noted the first timeout for 00Nation coming in like a couple of rounds, well, must have only been 3 rounds ago, because this is their 4th of 4.
Yeah.
So they've smashed those out pretty quickly.
They've used a couple of them. Grayhound, they have all the money. 00Nation, what can they actually work with right now? AKs, I'm starting to worry that in terms of sort of like the depth of strategy now on the T side, it's just not as impressive as I was hoping for 00Nation.
The crazy thing is, you got to remember, 00Nation made that amazing T side comeback against Rooster when they were down 3-12. Yeah. They grinded it back to win.
Still partly... Obviously, they should get some credit for it, but I partly also want to say, well, that was also Rooster kind of like losing their focus a little bit. Not to take anything away from them, but that felt that way. Oh, no!
The jump peak spots out Sicko's head, gets the opener.
I don't even know how that's a headshot. It looked like he was so far away anyway. That's a bit of a start. Not the kind of start you can maybe just power on through behind. They don't really know what's happening at the rest of the bomb site, but Alistair is here. Inz is falling back. This is really sketchy. All right, he's going to pick up a grenade instead, but he's surely dead. Alistair, yeah, run down.
That flash was beautiful. Alistair had no chance. He's out in the open, and the issue is that as soon as that smoke comes through, you kind of need Inz to be playing on site to support, so when Alistair gets flashed, he can then swing on through and, you know, play anti-up on oranges, play, you know, just off the fountain, try and at least take some of that contact, because as soon as Alistair gets flashed there, it's over.
And now I mean, this is a round that perfectly highlights why 00Nation want to play this B style, is because you actually are seeing Grayhound shuffling about right at the lip of the bomb site for no discernible reasons. You have to make up your mind. If you're fighting for Banana early on, like I think Inz was doing, or Sicko was it, down here on the woodlogs, it's fine. You can do that if you want to. But now once you lose this fight, what are the other 2 players doing? And it just felt like they were, I mean, obviously in some world they wanted to set up to retake top Banana and flash their way in or whatever. But it's just so much shuffling about that when the flashes come around the corner, they get completely run down. So Maybe they can keep doing this for another 2 rounds and get into overtime, but I feel like it's so risky for CSGO to keep doing this. Grayhound, though, will they be tempted to over-rotate and try and, you know, and be way too aggressive at fighting out there just because they might sense the same weakness? No, they're going to be putting 2 people at B. That's good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be changing too much up if I'm Grayhound.
Me neither.
I mean, your CT side's been looking good. Keep it rolling. You missed one there, but it's okay. Still 2 opportunities to close this out. Don't let him push the dirty.
He was thinking about it, Alistair, but decides against it. I want to try and see if they can maybe just play some of these rounds, just slow it down, use those smokes at the right time, and just play the round like that from inside of the B-bomb site, but maybe don't fight too much outside of it.
Alistair going to drop the smoke preemptively, and it's very well timed because it's as soon as the flames come down, spots them falling, drops that in. Nice HE. That's an absolute launch onto the heads of the Tears. Another one coming on through as well. That should do a chunk of damage. Cold almost removed before he even faces a player.
Yeah, that's a big problem. Backside looked like he was ready, but that is one hell of an AK shot coming out. This might actually work out. Only a 2-man defense now inside of the A-bomb site.
Alistair has to do everything here. Nexus behind him, takes him down. Liaz alone in the pit, getting spammed on through from every direction. Looking for this fight to try and finish it in apartments, but it's not being provided. That bomb comes on through. Liaz does get one back. Oh, and dumau falls down. This is definitely on now.
There's a Molotov on top. They're stuck inside of the bomb site. The whole rest of the T side, they're all just trapped in here. That's not a good sign at all. And QC, though, doing a good job, at least getting that one. Ince and Liaz, they might want to try and do this anyway. They feel like they probably have a bit of a shot at it with the first opening kills there. Cold is low from the earlier nades. And Extus inside. He did all the work in the round so far. Let's see if he can finish it off and try and get to that 30th round. And there we go. They get a kill each. 14-15. And they just make it through. That's a scary round in a bunch of different ways.
Oh, I was believing that. I think Liaz had a little bit of doubt in his mind. You can see him looking towards short. Wasn't convinced that both remaining players were on the side itself. And I think that indecision cost him slightly. There was also a spam to a smoke, which was kind of half-hearted. It was like 2 bullets. I think if he maybe commits a few more, it might have found another kill there. But honestly, a great hold from Liaz to stay alive for that long, find a kill, and then support his team to enable that to happen. I mean, that was a 3-on-5 converted into a 2-on-2.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was an 8-7 first half, and now we're here at the 30th round with a 15-14 scoreline. So
yeah, it sounds right.
it's pretty good.
You think OT is going to be coming through, Anders?
I mean, it feels like that's what's going to happen now. Obviously, the huge upside is that Grayhound have the money to buy. There's MP9 there on Liaz, but I think that's because you wanted to drop the AW for Alistair, so I don't think that's necessarily such a bad deal. It's not a huge downgrade. I think they'll be fine. But yeah, having the money to buy in this round is a big deal.
Let's see what they do. Ins solo B at the moment. The classic stockpile of utility for him. You can see there's so many smokes there. HE, flames in the mix. Everything he needs to keep them at bay here.
Think of how risky it is for Inns to be playing alone, given how CSGO have played towards the V-bomb side. But I'm not saying it can't work. I don't necessarily mind it. By the way, when you throw the nades like this, with the kind of timing, that's also a little bit suspicious for the people that are out on banana.
Yeah.
If I'm dumau, especially because he's playing the mirror side here, he's probably thinking, well, I know what this is. This
but
is someone
it mind
emptying
games
the nade.
to make you think that so you walk into a stack, Anders? That's the question. That's the level of Counter-Strike we've got here. Alistair drops the smoke as the flames come through. The flash was good. Thank you, Z's shot is better. So the opening goes the way of 00Nation, and now dumau's getting curious over to B. His teammates are on their way over, but it's faster in Vexside. He's made noise. That's been heard.
Backside, one flashbang. It's better be good. It's in the air. There we go. It sets it up for Inns to pick that one up. Dumau is down and out of the round. That was such a critical flashbang. Unfortunately for them, though, they're still going to lose Inns inside of the bomb site, and that bomb is about to go down. They need another kill right now on the CT side. Oh, he's out of bullets, and somehow they still can't find the kill. Vexside, he looked like he had the opportunity.
Oh, he could have had 2 there if he had this round maybe completely different. There's still a chance. I mean, they have to go for it. Alistair with the AWP in hand. So low. This MP9 can maybe do some work, but Liaz doesn't have much either. Next takes him down. All now onto Alistair with the AWP. Looking for 4. Time against him. No kit in hand. And coldzera takes him down. We are going to overtime.
Madness. I want if we can get one observer to find where that flashbang went that Liaz threw at the end, because I think it got caught on the roof or something. That was really, really funky. My God, what a way to get into overtime. 15-15.
And you gotta wonder the peak into mid at the start. All right, so Inns is solo B. You've got 4 on A. I get the idea. I mean, you've got extra firepower there, but you haven't got any information at B. Like, Inns hasn't heard anything. There's not really been any counter utility. You got to suspect there's a presence going on there, right? So it's a little risky going for that peak.
Definitely backfired. Deep nades. The next going to be all right behind it. But still, that amount of damage is significant. I think people forget this sometimes because you obviously want the 49 damage grenade dunk on people, but this is enough to make the M4s a one-shot headshot, right? And that's plenty enough. That suddenly evens out the difference between the AK and the M4.
Yeah. 10 damage enough to make it lethal. Again, the hit towards top mid. Flashbang slows them down. Alistair's here with the AWP. He needs to start hitting some shots. He's about to be under pressure again. Nex has had the better of him out here a few times. All the timing. Next again, going to be trying to catch him out. Alistair stays alive for now. The flames push on forward. A counter flash comes on through, but Nex dodges it with ease. And now they're under pressure. latto finds Alistair.
Yeah, he got squeezed from the other side and pushed into the field of view of that apartment's position, so it's very tough right here. I don't think they'll be able to defend this bomb side. They shouldn't be able to. You can see backside spinning around. Does it get a flashbang from a teammate to set it up? Inns, what an absolutely heroic play. He's coming in from CT spawn to throw that flashbang, and now they're going to try and see if they can defend it. Inns is doing all the work here. A big double, and now latto and dumau are left 2 on 3. I can't believe that they're holding on. The bomb is on the ground with 10 seconds left. And latto, I don't think he can battle his way out of this one. I think it's simply too late. Inns is an absolute hero.
What a round from Inns. It felt like that was just going to be the end of Grayhound. Oh, it goes down after time. I don't think that's going to matter in OT, but it still doesn't help. But oh my God, Liaz and Vexite stuck on the site. Vexite, lucky to be alive at the start there. He almost gets caught out by Nex just walking on through. Liaz is there to support, but Inns, that flashbang is everything. That's the one bit that wins the round. The next 2 kills, just as good, but the flashbang, that's what enabled this round to start working.
So well done. Yeah, that's he's doing, obviously he's top of the scoreboard for his team, but he's doing way more than that. Way more than that at the moment. All right.
Don't go down after we've just been bigging you up.
It's close, isn't it? We're really close. Yeah, but back to the 3-man setup at B. I think this makes sense, right? They know, I think, as much as we do at this point in time, what it is 00Nation have been leaning on for attacking the B bomb side. So having a bit of a stack here, I think, makes sense. And then the double pit position on the other side. That's obviously, there's a massive gap in the middle of the map, and if 00Nation find and exploit that, it's huge.
Banana control retaken. See off the back of it, the aggression towards top mid comes on through. Cole leading the charge. Alistair's in the pit this time with the AWP. Only 10 kills on him. Had a quiet one. We saw how flashy and sort of vital he can be to the success of Grayhound yesterday. Needs to step up. Liaz in a good position in the apartments though, up close and personal with the M4.
Yeah, and especially because this is the bomb that's making its way up behind. If they get stuck...
Oh, good smoke.
Yeah, that's actually devastating. Yes, a Molotov as well. Oh, I don't know about this 00Nation. They might have set themselves up for failure in this round. Although, Inns is rotating away, so it is just this double setup. That Molotov could be everything.
We're going to come down to the timing here. Liaz, I don't think he's going to pull it out. They just run on through, catches the first, but the bomb carrier stays alive. Alistair now looking for the fight, shoots him down. latto falls, bomb lost. Alistair with another. He is going to go down, but how do they recover it? Okay, they can get up there just enough in time to get it planted.
Scary stuff. Flash into the sky, but he didn't really want to peek behind it. Bomb goes down with only 4 seconds left, so they didn't have a lot of margin in this one. NQC, he's got the right idea. He sees the shadow, but he doesn't quite get the timing dumau with a headshot, though, instead. And that is enough to take down Sicko. Vexite, he's kind of there. Wish he probably had a smoke. That would have been great. He's going to pick up an AK instead. Swings for it, but NQC, this time he's accurate. And 00Nation will fight their way back into the round. I'm just really, really shocked that they managed to get into the bomb side here.
Yeah, I thought Alistair had done enough there with the double. That was really well handled. The fact that he drops the player with the bomb as well. I think it fell forward onto the balcony. If latto had been in, because he was sort of darting back and forth, if he'd been facing the other way and it falls inside of the apartments, I think the round goes the other way just because the bomb would fall deeper, and instead it's recoverable. They're able to take down Alistair despite the huge double. And dumau, a massive hold in that retake as well after NQZ misses that shot.
Huge tactical switch up as well from 00Nation compared to most of what they've been doing otherwise. Success, I guess you could also say now that success also happened at next entering onto Archway, so that's been another thing that they've been leaning on, Archway, and then this B contact play that we're going to see right here. dumau flashed on through, and they just keep on going. Sicko, the only one that could save this round for Grayhound right now, and he's alone with no backup. Vexite's not going to be there in time to flash anything. This really has been their bread and butter for their T side. Yeah, massive gap in that smoke, and Vexite walks around the corner, not expecting to be exposed to the AWP of NQZ. So now 2-on-3 in the retake. Liaz and Alistair, same situation as Regulation, but now they got some better weaponry. Flash comes on through, Cold in a good position in towards Ruins. Alistair's just going to walk on through, no, thinks better of it. Utility over towards Banana, smoking that one off. All on site, but Cold activates at the perfect time. Liaz was about to flush out the player in dark, and Alistair, there's simply not enough time to get this done. They know exactly where he is. Players everywhere. What a shot from Alistair, but he can't get it done. NQZ is there to take it, and we swap sides. Yeah, fair. I mean, fair attempt for Alistair. I don't know what else he's supposed to do at that point in time. There's nothing much you could really hope to do. So just try to see if he could do something crazy with the flash and the smoke. But still, 17-16. Been a while since Grayhound were on the T side themselves. See if they can remember how to do it. Yeah, I'm playing at the disadvantage too. 00Nation take the lead. They've been kind of on the tail for the last half an hour or so. Now they can taste it. 2 rounds needed. And you see, forced off the line. In's going to be able to push him back. So at least some control being gathered. Smoke throw into the bottom. I wonder if he could have thrown it towards the one up the top, maybe just for a bit more control. But not going to matter too much. dumau's not overstepping anyway, although now he is with that flash. And I guess with that smoke blooming, it is a little worrying for the CTs. Something else that might be different. I mean, obviously we were memeing a little bit about NQC saving the AWP as much as he was in regulation, but now that it's overtime, you have to assume that he is just going to be way more active in fighting, even if they're down 2 versus 3 or something like that. So that could be different. And obviously, if you forgot about it, dumau was really, really good, I think, at playing Banana and B in general. So that made it hard, I think, for Grayhound to attack that part of the map. Not impossible, but definitely tricky. Cold is going to be opening this second half of overtime, and he will continue. Assisted flash from next to get that double kill. Oh, he almost gets ins as well. It felt like he should have had that. Ins lucky to get away. Cold with a miraculous double kill. And may as well make it 3. dumau is pushed down Banana, as mentioned. 30 seconds left. Do something here, Grayhound. Got to make it fast. Running out of time. Going to be a hit onto A. Has to be perfect. 3v3 on the side. NQZ misses the shot. Alistair's given it halfway through, but latto has struck. Next is here in the pit as well. The crossfire is strong. There's latto with another, and it's ins with 10 seconds left. AWP in hand. Had to hit that shot and can't make it work. 18 for 00Nation. I'm out in OT when you're down 2 points. Why not? Man, this is it'll be a very, very hard loss, I feel like, for Grayhound if they end up being that close. They had, what, the 15-13? I think it was 15-12, maybe. Might have been 15-12, yeah. I can't see it on there, but yeah. But it's something like that, Either way, they had a few opportunities to close it. And that is... You're going to want those back. You're going to think, oh, man, that we could have avoided this overtime. And now instead, they might be well, they are fighting for double OT at the best.
That is the coolest craft I've seen with the Rio stickers, by the way, the glitter ones. It perfectly matches that AK. In's a man of style, both with his weapons and on banana.
Yeah, top fragging and fashionable at the same time. What more could you want?
Bit like you, Anders.
Yeah. You know me and fashion, Lucy.
You're famous. I see you.
Famously into fashion. Oh, man. Wow, all the pressure is on. One misstep here for Grayhound, and they don't lose the whole thing, but they do lose the map.
I don't want to see them lose their composure, though. Their T-sides looked really solid, particularly after that initial 0-4 start. They got into things. They were looking composed. They were bringing back from disadvantaged positions. They've got it in them to do this. It's all on the line. The hit coming in through towards A. Smoke gonna land at Latto's face. He can't see anything. Molotov over to start taking short control. Good utility back. That HE is going to do quite a hefty bit. The second even more. That's a great setup, and it's left them limping before contact.
That's actually devastating. What a beginning. 3-man setup inside of the bomb site for the CTs, so they're in a pretty good position. Although maybe if Cold gets sideswiped here early on, and they're going to be walking past, I mean, slowly, he just keeps going. A double kill for him once again, and he's done plenty of damage to Leas. Comes back with the pistol. Cold might have done it here. Inns and Alistair are left 2 versus 3, and things starting to look a little bit grim here for the T side. Good shot, 20 seconds. It is a 2-on-2, but look at the health, Lucy. They're practically dead already.
Dumau's just charged on through. Alistair's not going to be ready for this. And Inns goes down. 00Nation. It took OT, but they take the map pick of Grayhound.
All right, that was a really, really hard fight for both teams. It looked to me like Grayhound were in control of most of that game. But right at the end, maybe the last 2 rounds of regulation and into overtime, it's when 00Nation woke up.
Yeah, that composure started to drop. Unfortunately for Grayhound, they do concede their map pick, which means Ancient will be coming up next. But not until after a short break.